Hey bitch! Good evening or morning or wherever you are time-wise. My name is Tabby and I've hit 40,000 subscribers. It honestly freaks me out sometimes. 40,000 is like the population of an actual city. I've done this for less than 2 years and it's reached this? That's fucking crazy. So we are gonna go straight into the point of this video. It's the 40K Q&A. I went on Twitter and I said, hey guys, ask me some shit. I've compiled all my favorites, compiled ones that were frequently asked. See what the, sinuses. See what the deal is. And I'm out of Kleenex. Shit! I'm out of Kleenex. I've got to go get some more Kleenex, okay? Let's get the frequently asked questions out of the way first. A lot of people ask, where am I from? Where I go to college and all that stuff. I like to keep my life a little bit personal. I know I'm on the internet, but I still don't like to answer that question. But I am from Minnesota. What other music am I into? Before hip-hop, I actually was a big fan of very shitty metal, hardcore, punk, post-hardcore, all that shit, you know. Memphis May Fire, Of Mice and Men, Crown the Empire, Bring Me the Horizon, All Time Low, Warped Tour. That's what I was into. And Rufus just hit the tripod. Come here. Come here. Be a set piece. Be a set piece. What do you think I'm paying you for? Yo. God damn it. He's being such a little shit right now. A lot of other questions involved me going on tour or playing live. I actually just did a live show at my local bar. As far as touring, I have no idea how that works or when I'll be able to, just because I am still in school. There's not really an option for me to do that right now, but yes, I'm heavily interested in doing that. We'll see. A lot of people want to know my top 5. In no particular order, it's MF Doom, Earl Sweatshirt, Kendrick, Eminem, and Frank Ocean. Those are my top 5 artists. It's really hard because hip-hop is still kind of new to me. Unfortunately, when I got into hip-hop, I did not start out with the older artists that people grew up with. I find myself now going backwards while trying to keep up. So I'm kind of in this weird hip-hop limbo where I don't know a lot of old shit that I know I should, and I don't know a lot of current shit. There's so much music, it's so daunting that it freaks me out and gives me anxiety that I don't know enough music while trying to be a hip-hop artist. So that kind of fucks me up, and I'm trying to play catch up. A lot of people want to know what my favorite YouTube channels are. Any music related channel I'm just going to exclude because I'm in the music YouTube genre, and of course I watch everybody like that. Outside of music, Julian Solomita is the person who made me want to do YouTube currently. First We Feast, Chris Stuckman, Cody Co, H3H3. Also, she just started a YouTube channel, but she's the love of my life, Jeanette McCurdy. Yeah, I would actually say Childish Gambino, just because he does everything. He is a comedian. He acts. He's in film. He's interested in film. He directs. He writes scripts and screenplays, and he's a rapper, and he's amazing visually, and he reinvents himself with everything that he develops creatively. Finally, a lot of people asked, who would I collaborate with? Obviously, I'm just going to get it out, Brockhampton. You should know that if you pay attention to my videos and how much I shit myself over their music. Tyler, the Creator, would be insane because visually he's a master, and he just seems like a really funny fucking dude. Mac Miller, anybody at TDE, I'll just generalize that. I would love to do something with Aesop Rock. It's hard to be specific, at least for me, because I keep thinking of new people being, oh yeah them, oh yeah them. I'm like, you're big at the sorority meeting. I'm just gonna say what I feel. I hate myself. So now we're gonna get into the general questions that are specific to the person who asked them. Andrew asked, have you had any encounters with some of your favorite artists? How'd it go? Thanks for making great vids and music, dude. I'll always watch and listen. Thanks, Andrew. Actually, yes, Schoolboy Q. I saw him live. Me and my friend waited by his tour bus for about 45 minutes. It was getting cold, getting late. And I bought a vinyl. He came out. The only reason I knew that is because some dude who was waiting was like, "You's a bitch," and ran over by the tour bus. And we were like, oh, let's go follow him. And I met him. Guys, Schoolboy Q's really short. He's 5'6". And that kind of fucked me up. I'm 5'10", so I thought he was going to be this tall. He's very short. After he signed Some Girl's Titties, he came to me and I handed him my vinyl, and I was like, hey, don't know if you remember me, but like, I reviewed your album, it's fucking great, like, thank you so much. And he was like, yo, what's your name again? And I was like, oh, it's Tabby. He's like, oh yeah, I do recognize you. You were wilding out in the car. Best album of the year, am I right? Man, mad respect. And then he dabbed me up, and then I pissed myself. Next question. Leonardo.m. Hey, just wanted to let you know that you're one of my favorite YouTubers. Thanks. And I always have to stop everything I'm doing when you upload a new video and watch it immediately. That's fucking irresponsible. My question is, did you ever imagine having 40,000 subs on YouTube and releasing a fantastic mixtape? And what do you have in store for the future? Thanks for being awesome, Tabs. Cat emoji. Not a fucking day in my life did I think that. Not even today. And what do you have in store for the future? We'll see. Ben Howes asks, what age did you start rapping? Did you always knew you had bars? 19 or 20 is when I started like writing poetry that I eventually started trying to sing or whatever, and it was all abysmal, garbage, cheesy, corny, holy shit, I can't believe that was part of my past. It wasn't until I was like 22, read a couple of my things at an open mic. The dude who is now one of my closest friends who runs it, I was like, holy shit, dude, don't stop. You're really good. I can see a lot of potential. That's when I started taking it seriously, sitting down, really thinking things out, and made white trash. Trentley Zero asks, who's the most slept on rapper of the 2010s? Also, what's your favorite cereal? I would probably say Open Mike Eagle. Just listen to him. He's so fucking funny, and his worldview is just so on point. I agree with him so much. Every time he says a bar, I'm just like, thank you! He's cynical, he's self-deprecating, he has literal punchlines. He's basically like if you gave a stand-up comedian a beat and a mic, and they're also a fucking amazing rapper. Also, my favorite cereal, Special K Strawberry. Get the fuck out of my face if you don't like that shit. Matt_Forbes says, for the Q&A, do you think hip-hop will face the same fate that rock music is suffering at the moment? Also, top favorite movies, because I'm curious, LMAO. That's hard for me to answer just because I don't listen to rock as much to understand if there's this shift. I mean, hip-hop will probably face something, but I don't think anytime soon because it's now starting to delve into these new genres and very recently. So I don't think it's going to see some sort of suffrage, I guess, with fans or with anything else, because now there's so many different things for fans to like. So if that's what you're asking, no, I don't think so. At least for a very long time. Favorite movies though, shit. I'll think of this question later, I'll come back to it. Did you get the dick pics I sent? Okay, Jeremiah Abrego, he asks, would you ever consider reacting to older albums that you never listened to before? Example, I recently heard all of Illmatic for the first time. Yes, I really do want to do that when I have more free time on my channel, to go back. I'm still a student of hip-hop right now, and I need to go back to do that, so might as well make videos about it. So yes, I do want to go back to older things that came out that are considered classics that I have never listened to, because again, I didn't start listening to hip-hop when a lot of hip-hop heads did. I started listening to hip-hop when I was 18, and I listened to what was current, and now I'm starting to go back. Kamal Hans wants to know, if there was one album reaction you wished you filmed before your channel existed, which one would it be? How did you meet Rufus? I actually adopted Rufus from a local shelter. I went in there wanting an orange cat, and he was literally the first one I saw. And he came up to me, sat on my lap, made me sneeze and cough a lot, and I was like, this is the one. Do you salt your pasta before you boil it? Of course, I'm not a fucking idiot. Man, how much for a feature? For you? $7.24. If that's okay. Why won't my dad answer my calls or texts? Well, since I don't know you, I'm just gonna take a guess. Either he's dead. He's dead. He's probably dead. For real though, how much for a verse? $100 or a firm hug? First off, love you too. Second, do Mexican singers dream in mariachi-composed dreams, or is it just regular English dreams with some nia? I'm not gonna can answer that question. If you were DJ Khaled for a day and you could mastermind any track, what would it sound like? Tabby. Is water wet? Ask your girl when I walk in the room. The Great Shredman, have you started working on a new album? Where have you traveled / where is a place you want to travel to? I have actually never escaped the Midwest region at all, pretty much. I went to Washington, D.C. and every state between in 8th grade for a trip, but since I was an 8th grader, I didn't give a fuck, so I didn't care about anything that was around me. And I don't really count that because I don't remember much, I didn't pay attention to much, and I was a shitty person. Shitty little kid. Shitty little chubby, bull-headed idiot kid. Where is a place I want to travel to? In the US, I really want to go to Seattle or Portland because obviously outside of the country, I really want to go to Thailand. I love Asian culture, I love Asian food, the agriculture and the architecture just looks so goddamn gorgeous. But I've never traveled out of the country, ever. You know, I'm 24 and I've never traveled out of the country, which it's kind of sad, but never got the opportunity. Favorite Childish Gambino album? Do I have to keep fucking touching this thing? It's this fucking... How you doing? What is your Twitter? Is that Elijah Wood and Woody Hair? Gross. Kung Fu Kenny 643, you're fucking nasty. But I'm okay. How did you feel when other reaction / review channels reviewed white trash? It was weird. I'll just say it was really weird. I'll say this. So, you know, you writing your own music, you know what you mean. It flies over their head, or they hear it and they interpret it way differently, or they are right on the nose with it and you're like, wow, thank you. Good job. That was the coolest part of it. It's just like knowing what you're about to say, but them not knowing it, and them reacting to what you know is in the music, and them going like, oh shit, or things that you wouldn't think would make people go, oh shit. Like, it's so cool. Like, music is so cool because specific things hit specific people way differently, and it helps me as an artist grow. Sean O'Donnell _7 asks, what's some advice to give a senior in high school trying to find himself? If I could go back to high school and tell my high school self to not give a fuck, that'd be the best advice I've ever gotten. You are in high school, right? People in high school, if they peak in high school, they're fucking losers. It's high school. You learn to drive when you're in high school. You are first legal for anything your last year. You are so young. You have so much life. Yes, things can affect you. You're allowed to get sad. You're allowed to get happy. You're allowed to have experiences in high school, but that's what high school's for. The second you step out of high school, no one gives a shit about you until you prove yourself. You are going to find yourself outside of high school to degrees that you will not even imagine. So do not worry about finding yourself right now. High school is not the end-all be-all. It is a transition into when you are going to find yourself. You are not going to find yourself in high school, and if you do, that's going to change. Whoever you find yourself in high school as is going to change, because the second you step foot on a college campus or somewhere else, no one knows who you are. Do not stay in your hometown. Explore other places. Go to a college. Move somewhere. Be an adult. Discover yourself individually, because that's the only way you're going to find yourself. In high school, you are defined by what everyone else is defining you as, and that gets to you. That's why there's so much drama and shit. You know, you're influenced by what's hot clothing-wise, music-wise, and if you don't like that, fuck you. Like, that does not matter outside of high school. It shouldn't matter inside of high school, but it's a bunch of young kids wanting to be adults, and they're just not ready for it. I was in the same boat. I thought I was ready to be an adult, and then I get to college, I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? I'm still like that right now. I'm in my 7th year of college, man. I found myself when I was maybe like 22. I did not feel comfortable knowing who I am as a person and being as sociable as I am until I was 22. You're 17, 18, I don't know how old you are, but care about your school, get through it, but whatever people say and whatever people think of you, your friends, like, obviously have your friends, they're your support group, but people who hate you, people who give you shit for no reason, just don't give a fuck. Everything is so much bigger. You're so much bigger than them. and you don't have to worry about anything, because high school does not matter. You're gonna find out that nothing that happened in high school, if you didn't get a date to the homecoming day, who gives a shit? Life goes on. Live in the present moment. If you think you know who you are, that's going to change no matter what place in your life you have right now. Alright? Do you, man. You'll get through it. You'll find who you are. Just don't worry about it, because there's no reason for you needing to define who you are yet. Just understand that you are still finding yourself. There's no deadline. You are who you are right now. I guarantee everyone in high school, no matter what they're doing with their life, no matter how they're presenting themselves, they don't know who the fuck they are either. They're just trying as much as you, and some people choose to be an asshole about it or silent about it. Just live. Get through high school and be in the better part of your life, because high school is not the best years of your life at all. You know, you got parents, you got rules, you got all this shit. College, you get to make who you are, you get to make your own rules, you establish yourself from the ground up. Hope that helps, Sean, or anybody else who's a younger viewer of mine. Spoopy Gay. Would you ever do a collab video with all the music reactors on YouTube? Sean C., Miami, Big Quint, Dead and Hip Hop, etc. Yes, I definitely would. I already collabed with Anthony Fantano. We did a joint review on a Little Sims project. I don't know how to necessarily go about doing a reaction video because you would have to sync up your music at the exact same points, but I do think that would be really cool, just because I think these dudes don't live anywhere near me, and I know it would be incredibly difficult to physically collaborate, so it would have to be over Skype. I want to figure that out. This is an open invitation to you guys. If you want to collab, I'm always down. Young Jean, young Rose emoji, how do you best cope with being in a creative rut, and how do you personally go about overcoming it? What I usually do is I get really fucking mad, and I throw things, and I run away from my problems. No, I'm just kidding. What I actually do, I try to overcome the block in that moment. If I can't focus on writing or drawing something, I look for other inspirations, or I listen to more music. I listen to a different album that I'm currently listening to. I look at different images. I try to draw inspiration from other artists in that moment and just see if something happens. Otherwise, I just put everything down and I switch to something completely different than what I'm doing. While still in the mindset of wanting to be creative, I feel like you get stuck so hard focusing on one thing that you can't think outside the box in those moments. I have many times gotten inspiration just from like watching a TV show and just going, oh shit, duh, and then I am able to finish the lyric or you know, draw the rest of the thing. But that's specific to me. It's what you have to find out about yourself. But basically just keep yourself preoccupied with either that subject or something completely outside of it, while knowing you still want to be creative in that moment. Your creativity is not going to leave. That project you want to do is not going anywhere, because obviously it isn't going anywhere. That's why you're in the rut. So just step back, take a breather, do some yoga, go take a shit. C Prime asks, what comes after white trash? You'll see. Tristan asks, what would you rather fight? A baby with man body or a man with a baby body? I feel like I wouldn't want to fight it, but if I saw a baby with a man body, I would instinctively punch it really hard or try to kill it. All I can think of is like that creepy baby head from Toy Story on top of like the rock. So if I ever saw that, I wouldn't want to fight it, but I would want to destroy it. Make it gun. Or make the problem gun. I just sounded like Trump as an Italian mobster. Prop 65 warning asks, what's your favorite flavor of Pop-Tart? Fucking Wildberry, bro. If you're one of those apple cinnamon fucking idiots, be gone! Henry asks, what advice do you have to someone who's on the verge of giving up on their dreams and can't get out of my own head? Do not give up on anything. Giving up is letting what is blocking your head win, and you don't want that. What's blocking your head is not you. It is that voice in your head saying, you're not good enough. You are creating those thoughts. Your brain has the exact power to combat that with, yes, I can. Yes, I fucking can. I can do whatever I want. You have as much power to tell yourself yes as you do when you say no. So don't give up. The only reason you have for giving up is that second voice in your head telling you all of these reasons to give up, which don't make any sense. I don't even need to know you to know that what you're telling yourself doesn't make any sense. If you're in a rut, find something that inspires you. If it's an artist, if it's a fucking plant, who cares? Like, find stuff that inspires you and attach to it. What are your dreams? You know, if you know what your dreams are, there's no reason to not do them. And if people are saying don't do them, it's because they want to hold you back from what you can achieve. And you'll never know what you can actually achieve until you do it. I was adamant about making a mixtape for years. I wanted to be a YouTuber for years. I didn't think that shit would pop or be positively received, but I just did it because, you know, you never know. And if you don't go anywhere, that doesn't mean you're untalented. It just means keep trying. Whatever your dreams are, if they're what you want to do it. Little by little, do it. Don't fucking throw yourself if you're unprepared. Make sure you're prepared. Focus on it. Train yourself. Hone in. And then put it out when you're comfortable. There's no rush. You can get out of your head. That's the thing. The only person who is saying you can't get out of your head is you. You get it out of your head by physically getting out of your head. Draw why you can't get out of your head. Write what you can't get out of your head. And then it's out of your head. Talk to people. Put it outside of yourself rather than keeping it all in. I face the same shit too, man. It sucks. I get it. It really fucking sucks. But you can't keep it locked in and expect to progress. You have to get it out in some form. In an outlet of speech, art, whatever you're passionate about. Put what is blocking you into that. And you will defeat it. These are getting deep, man. Fry J the 13th asked, do you have any more videos planned for White Trash? Yes, I do. I do have more planned. I have had an idea and have started working on a music video within the last month. Would you suck on someone's ear? I have. So yeah. I would recommend trying it. Leica asks, if you were a mythical creature, which would you be and why? Also, as a kid, did you ever have an invisible friend? If I were a mythical creature, what would I be? Fuck. Oh, you know, a fucking griffin would be tight. Because you're like 3 things. You're a fucking, what is it, eagle, lion, and a snake? No. Shit, I gotta look that up. Ooh, can I ask Siri on my laptop? What is a griffin?
Alright, here's what I got.
The griffin, a gryphon is a legendary creature with the body, tail, and back legs of a lion, the head and wings of an eagle, and an eagle's talons as its front feet. Because the lion was... so it's only 2 animals? And a horse? What the fuck? What was on the Quest for Camelot? The griffin is scary, Mr. Bloodthirsty. I would be a griffin. I don't know what it's made out of, but I would fucking be a griffin. Imaginary friend, yes. Yes, I did. It was a lobster. I don't remember his name, but I specifically remember that for some reason I had like a lobster with legs. Like, who could walk upright and follow me around this elementary school. Curvives asks, this isn't a question, but a request for you to plug your vinyl, please, in the Q&A numerous times so I can own it. Please buy my vinyl. White Trash pre-order is down there at qrates.com. Please pre-order my vinyl. Thank you, Curvives. How do you try to keep your mental sanity? I just do shit I'm interested in. I talk to my friends. Online shop. Number one thing I write, I try to make new music when I'm upset or anything. I go straight to typing out a track if I can. I'm a very in-the-moment person. I don't keep locked up in an emotional state. I very much just go, you know what? It's a thing. It happened. It'll be a thing until it's solved, but just for right now, just focus on other shit. So that's what I've learned to do. Otherwise, have several panic attack about it, take a pill. The usual. This one's actually super interesting, from Lethan Dooms. Do you think every classic album has to be a 10 out of 10? And also, is every 10 automatically a classic? No, I don't think every classic album needs to be a 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 is just gonna be subjective to what you think a 10 is. I don't think every classic has to be a 10. I know people are gonna say that. I know people are gonna always say like, oh no, it's a 10, that's why it's a classic. There's probably some moments that could have been better, you know, and it just depends on the listener. And no, not every 10 is automatically a classic. The classic has to stand the test of time. You can't call it a classic until it's like 10 years old. And even then, so, can you really call it a classic until it's 20 years old, and so on and so forth? You can't call something a classic when it's just come out. Classical music didn't just come out, did it? You know, people, when they're hearing Mozart, weren't just like, no, this is a modern-day classic, like Good Kid, Mad City. No, they didn't do that. So you can't automatically say, classic album, right here, guys. It needs to stand the test of time. When are you gonna make me breakfast when you come over? What's your most embarrassing story? Well, this has actually happened very recently. My first day of being a bartender. We have an upper level, we have stairs. I was falling behind another bartender with a wine glass in my right and a can of beer in the left. And the second I get to the very top stair, I was wearing dress shoes, mistake. I tripped and head and shoulder dived into an empty table. So I got a big ass wound on my forehead, my back was scraped up, and I dropped all of the liquid everywhere on my clothes, on the ground. Almost concussed myself on the first day of work in front of a group of 8 to 10 suburban moms on the couch who all came over and went like, oh my God, are you concussed? The only thing that shattered was my dignity. Let's say that. Are you okay? Nutter Bucket. What is your creative process for writing lyrics? Do you just occasionally get sprouts of inspiration or spurts of inspiration, or do you dedicate time to sit down and write? That would be a both thing. Sometimes I'm in a grocery store and I go, oh, bar, and I pull out my phone and I type in front of the cabbage. Or I plan, like if I'm heading home from class and I'm like, man, I feel creative as fuck. I'm gonna go home and sit down, put on some beats that I find on YouTube, and I'm just gonna write. So I don't have a specific process. I just kind of sit down and do it. Last but not least, Ian of BS. What is your name? Fix your name, first of all. If you could change anything about your YouTube career, what would it be and why? Love your content. GIF of Patrick. I wouldn't really change anything about YouTube in general, what I've been doing. All I've been trying to do is get better at editing, make every video feel specific to that album. That's my next step as an editor and as a YouTuber. That's what I'm artistically choosing to do. But I wouldn't really change anything. You know, I've grown a lot. I cringe at my first videos all the time. And I know I'm still kind of cringy because I get very hype and I let myself get as loose as possible. I know I'm still a little cringy sometimes and whatever. I don't fucking care. I don't care. It's entertaining to you and it's entertaining to me sometimes watching myself going, oh my God, I'm putting this on the internet. Okay, well, fuck it. I just wish I could post more. I guess is the only thing I would like to change. It's like, I just can't. My life is very fluctuating, and the second I think I have time, something completely fucks me over and I have to dedicate my time to something I never expected to have dedicated my time for. So I wish I could post more. The second I graduate, that's not going to be a problem, and I can possibly take this full time. That's another question a lot of people asked, is if I do YouTube full time, and not at all. Right now, I have to focus on acting and education and getting through college and having a new job. My social life, I have a lot of things to balance before I can make music or YouTube my full-time thing. All I can say to that question is I am still finding different ways to separate myself, be better, feel better about my content and what I'm creating. But I wouldn't change anything about that. I would change my past YouTube career. I mean, this is not my first YouTube endeavor. Me and my friends were very inspired by Smosh at the time, so we would try to make our own sketch comedy things, and that's where I started learning how to edit. So I'm thankful for that. I started editing videos when I was in 8th grade, but oh God, the videos we made are the worst. They're the worst. That's it. That's the Q&A. If you didn't get to ask a question or if it wasn't featured, don't feel bad. I'll have another Q&A in the future. Don't know when, but I feel like this was the perfect time since I'm more established. I have more people to ask more questions. I enjoy doing this. I enjoy writing. I enjoy filming. I enjoy editing. I enjoy all this. And it wouldn't be possible without you guys watching, with you guys asking, with you guys supporting me all the time. You know, some of you ask those deep questions about how do you battle depression, anxiety, how do you get out of your head? That's what I'm doing. This is the whole purpose of that. Not only to entertain, because I want to be an entertainer. This helps me so much to focus outside of my head because I'm getting out of my head. My music is where I'm putting all these thoughts on paper so it's out of my head and something tangible I can see and feel and read and believe that's my thoughts, and I go, holy crap, I can comment on my own thoughts rather than staying in here. That's the beauty of YouTube and music and listening to other people music-wise, their thoughts on paper, they're doing the same thing. It's touching, it's invigorating, it's inspiring. There's so many positives to doing this. And that's why I do it. I do it for you, I do it for me, I do it because everyone else is, and it's a big, beautiful community, whether you're just an audience member or participating in the forum. I'm not stopping. I know I take my frequent lull periods of not posting, but I'm not stopping. I have no plans to stop. And hopefully this keeps growing from here, guys. Thank you so much. I love you all. It's been Tabby. See you in the next video.